Today we're going to be making some butterscotch brownies. These are, I usually don't talk about my favorites of anything because I like lots of different categories of different foods, but this is my very favorite dessert. I'm going to start mixing in, and then I'll tell you where all of this came from. And we're going to start with sugars, light brown sugar, dark brown sugar, and white sugar. And the difference between all of that is molasses, the addition of molasses. And you can interchange. I've found that I can successfully interchange the light brown and dark brown sugar. It's not that significantly different in terms of the amount of molasses, about a tablespoon, equal to a tablespoon per cup. However, the white sugar and brown sugar is a little bit trickier and produces a little bit different of a product. So basically, it's I'm adding in 2 eggs to the brown sugars and the small amount of white sugar. I'm measuring this time. I told you not to measure, but you know, the kind of mistakes you can make is dropping in, ruining a whole dish by not measuring the extract, and that has happened to me and to others, so I decided I better show you the good behaviors here on this part. So you notice no mixer. This, we want to make a really chewy, delicious brownie, and so this is going to come together just with a whisk and or a wooden spoon you could use to do that. And so I'm mixing all of that together, and then I have melted in a pot until it got golden, a little bit brownish tone, the melted butter. And the whole deal with the butterscotch, and I'm pouring that in to this. It has to cool because you don't want it to cook the eggs. And the whole deal with butterscotch is that it's a combination of the sugars and then the lightly brown, the golden butter. So I'm mixing all that in together. This is what I had at Stevens College, my alma mater, in Columbia, Missouri. It's a wonderful women's college that I loved, and there was a place that no longer exists called the Blue Room, and it was love at first bite. When I bit into their famous butterscotch brownies, I had never had anything like it. It was the most delicious brownie I had ever had, and that is what accounted for my freshman 15, because I had to have one every day. And it's so beautiful. I'm going to show you a little bit how beautiful that is. And then we're going to add in the flour, baking powder, and here we go, and salt. And we're going to mix it just until it's mixed together. That's the salt. And we're going to keep mixing that. That's a little messy. And so this is, and the deal about the brownies per se, you know, chocolate brownies, we know, there's no one is quite proven where they originated. Some people say that that's one of those mistakes we talk about, not being upset for making because somebody made a cake without the leavening and it flattened and they were brownies. But the one that I love best, because I live in Chicago, is that chocolate brownies came from the Palmer House in Chicago in the late 1800s. And so I've been doing some research on that. I'm gonna do some more to prove that. The last thing we're adding are toasted nuts. And these are very important. Anytime you toast nuts, and I love nuts, these are chopped toasted pecans. And anytime you toast nut, it adds tremendously to the flavor. And these are 2 cups of the toasted pecans. I'm just going to mix that in. It's a lot of nuts. Oh, I love these. And this is a really big batch I'm making because I'm going to give some as gifts to some friends of mine who went to Stevens with me. So, who also, anybody who went to Stevens during the 70s loves those brownies. I've got a 13 by 9 inch, and you can have this recipe that you're going to have a link to. You can have it and make it in an 8-inch square. So I'm going to transfer this to this pan. This is a really heavy bowl. I'm going to transfer it, and then I'm going to bake it, and we'll come back and ice it. So we're back to finishing off the Stevens College Butterscotch Brownies. And and you say finish off, we thought we were done. But these specific ones had a wonderful icing. And this is a celebration. Maybe you'll have it once a year. So we're going forward with that. I'm making a sort of a butter, I'm adding the brown sugar and stirring it into melted butter. And then we're going to add the measured almond extract. And as we know, all of these days are days that are marketing days, but they're fun to play around with different recipes that fit into them. So I am adding about 2 tablespoons of half and half or evaporated milk. And I interchange with those. And I might add a little bit more. And then what we're going to do, all we're going to do is begin to whisk in the powdered sugar. And I am half cup by half cup to form the right consistency. As I say, we're celebrating. I'm having my all of my friends who fondly remember this incredible brownie, and I'm surprising them with some memories from the Blue Room. The Butterscotch Brownies from Stevens College. So if you went to Stevens from in the 1970s or before, and I think it closed at the very end of the 70s, you will remember these amazing, amazing brownies. And they do require an icing. So I'm just getting it to the spreadable, and it's going to be that light a little bit more. And you can do it to the consistency that you want, that you feel is going to spread. I'm going to do a little bit more. This will be our last, and then we're going to spread it on the top of this. I am so excited about my friends trying this. So we are going to add this to the top, and then I'm going to, this is going to harden. I'm going to just lightly spread. It's not going to be a really thick because we've got enough here. And even if you just want one bite, it's one bite of a food memory that's going to be really fun to share. So here we are with the Stevens College Butterscotch Brownies, and sometimes it takes a long time to find an old recipe that you so fondly remember, but I found this one. So it'll be posted on the website or at Twitter, on Black America Cook, Facebook, Black America Cooks, and Instagram, Donna Battle Pierce. So there we go. And we're going to let that dry and cook, and we'll cut it into squares.